Dr. Freeman.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the GameVerse Podcast. This is episode 2. So that's PogChamp. If you guys want to go ahead and plug your stuff really quick.
I'm KozesTV.
There's so much of this that I had to cut out in the last podcast. Just go, one of you. Nick, fucking speak.
I'm Silenttelecast. You can find me on YouTube. I upload every day. That's all my stuff.
I'm KozesTV. I'm mainly on Twitch these days.
And I'm Casanova Creed, and I do Twitch and YouTube. And then also, don't forget to check out the GameVerse Plays, which is our Let's Play channel. We have another video of Halo coming soon. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and touch on our first topic for today. And so I think we're just going to go ahead. We're going to continue talking about Halo Infinite. And one of the talking points for that is that Halo Infinite is going to be the only Halo game for the next decade. 343 Industries is planning on making it a live service game, and they're planning on adding new stories, DLC, and updates to it further on down the line. Now, the thing that worries me about this is that Bungie said that about Destiny 1 in 2014, and then by 2017 there was a sequel. So, I don't like this whole games as a service model. I don't think a game should be shipped unfinished with the thought of we can just add more to it down the line. So, what are y'all's
thoughts? That's a big problem, in my opinion, because... You want to go first?
EVE Online has been doing this for, 14, 15 years? Can't even remember when EVE Online started. But they've been doing it for a very long time. Yeah, since 2003. And a lot of people still play it now, not as much as when it first started. But of course, it still has a pretty good player base. So it's possible. But can we see like Halo do it? I don't know. John, you can go.
So for me, really, as somebody, and Ryan can probably agree to this just a tad bit, there are cases where this does work. Because like World of Warcraft, for instance, even though it's not in a very good state in terms of mechanics, but the ability to continuously add on to the game is something that has remained consistent. And that's okay. We won't get into how the game works internally. But for Halo, I feel like that's weird because I've spent a lot of money, and this is where Ryan is going to come in quite a bit, on early access games on Steam. Yeah. Nick, I don't know if you've done that too much.
I mean, he picked up Grounded, and I gifted him 7 Days to Die the other day.
But it's very concerning in that aspect whenever you mentioned the unfinished product, and we've seen that a lot with Steam games, especially. Just a random example, if anyone ever wants to check it out, it's called Reign of Kings. The company that created that game has done this several times now. Huh?
Someone's at my door.
Oh.
Just keep going.
So the company that created Reign of Kings has actually created several other games like it, and what they'll do is update it for about a year and a half and then completely abandon the game completely.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to do that with Halo, but I am concerned about the lack of updates, possibly, and then also microtransactions. I don't want to see that in the Halo universe.
Yeah, so my biggest concerns with so basically I watched a video by a channel named Same Token, and I'll link it down below because he actually gave some very good points on this. But the way he looked at it with a very positive outlook, not how like I'm looking at, because I'm not happy about this at all. But
I'm indifferent.
He said that basically they're going to use Halo Infinite as the platform to build other campaigns around, kind of similar to the Master Chief Collection, where you buy Halo Infinite, and then they release new, like, fully fledged campaigns to Halo Infinite the same way they're doing like Master Chief Collection, where it's like and then every update they can overhaul the visuals, kind of like Rainbow Six Siege, where every update the game started to look prettier and prettier, and more operators were added, more and more mechanics were added, and without the microtransactions of Rainbow Six Siege, I think what they're going to do is have Halo Infinite have like story expansions, not just like DLC for the multiplayer. Like Halo 6 is Halo Infinite, so Halo 7 might run on Halo Infinite's disc, but it might just be a whole other campaign with the assets within Halo Infinite.
So then why are you against that? Because they're still adding story to the game itself.
I'm against it because this has never worked before. This is what Bungie wanted to do with Destiny, and then 2 years later, Destiny 2 was in development. This is what, Reign of, or whatever game John was just talking about. This has never worked. This has never been successful. Because why would you...
There are instances where it is successful, but Halo is not an MMO.
Yeah, like...
Halo's definitely not an MMO, yeah.
But speaking of online with Halo Infinite, if we're talking about multiplayer, it's going to be free to play. Multiplayer has been confirmed to be free to play by 343 Industries.
We like that. We like that a lot.
I like it in terms of like, it's not going to be dead. Free to play, like as much as it's just cringy to me. Fortnite works because it's accessible. It runs on any device and it's free. Now, of course, we're not going to be seeing Halo Infinite on the PlayStation 4, but or the PlayStation 5, but if they can optimize Halo Infinite to run well on low-end PCs and it's free, there's an unfathomable player base in Asia of PC players. And I know our servers won't connect to their servers, but like there's going to be a huge player base, for Halo Infinite if they pull off the free-to-play model. But my biggest concern is microtransactions.
Yeah, what is that going to entail? I prefer the Halo Reach way of doing things in terms of you're gaining gear with the credit points and stuff, and then you buy it, whatever you want. If you hit that level, I really enjoyed that. I don't want to see microtransactions for armor set.
Because it's always been
microtransactions are all right if what you get does not increase your ability to play the game better.
I disagree because
I don't even like it from a cosmetic standpoint.
Because Halo's always had the sense
I'm fine with cosmetic.
Well, with Halo, I'm not, because if you had like the good armor in Halo, it shows the people that you're fighting that you put the work in to get that.
Like if you get killed by this guy with in Halo Reach, it was the big shoulders with the knife on it or whatever. If you got killed by that guy, he fucking grinded for hours to get that.
It's like
So then why doesn't Halo differentiate microtransacted or what you can buy from microtransactions and then what you have to grind for?
I'm sure there will be, just like World of Warcraft, and you have mounts you can farm in game and you have mounts you can buy on the store. That doesn't mean it should happen though.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I think the cosmetics for microtransactions could be maybe different emblems you could buy, different weapon skins maybe. Like, weapon skins don't really belong in Halo, in my opinion, but if they have an option in the settings just to turn cosmetic sharing off so you don't have to see people running around with pink unicorn assault rifles, that's fine. Because you get the people who want to see that shit, they can. And the people who don't want to see it don't have to. Which is like, with Battlefield 5, I know this is a tangent, but I feel like they should have done that for Battlefield 5 with the realism of their multiplayer. There could have just, to appeal to the people who wanted black female soldiers on the front lines in World War II, there could just be an option to toggle that on and off. Historically accurate, and then freedom of expression, And that could have saved that game, but that's a tangent. But like with Halo, I don't want to see bright pink assault rifles everywhere. So I would like the ability, if there is weapon customization, to toggle my ability to see it on and off.
I mean, from a company standpoint, I understand that there are competitive games or competing. How do I say that? Competitors that have certain features that consumers want.
Yeah.
And that is the ability to have detailed customization. I see the appeal of that, and I see the market for that. However, if you're wanting to gain the following that Halo used to have, like the literal hardcore, like diehard fan base, in order to bring them back, you can't have this Modern Warfare, Call of Duty customization bullshit.
Yeah.
Look at the success rate of Halo Reach and the way that people spent thousands of hours playing that game to grind for armor. I mean, I literally I remember this when I was younger. I would log in to Forge World maps and leave my Xbox running all night long so that I could quit the game and get the Forge World credits in order to get gear. Whenever I couldn't actively play the game, I was still playing the game.
Yeah.
And do you think that's what 343 wants to do? Are they trying to make it so that they can
No.
get the most money out of the game?
I think they're going to milk it as much as they fucking can because this is the biggest Halo title in history.
It's just my biggest
especially
concern.
because they're trying to get they're trying to make it go free to play. They'll need certain points of revenue so that they can sustain free to play option for people who can't afford the game or who don't wish to buy the game.
Yeah, and my biggest fear with that is, this is, I feel like, one of Halo's last chances to come back, because Halo 4 was okay. Halo 5, the story was shit, but the multiplayer was tight. But
Forge.
They haven't said anything about Forge yet. I haven't seen any. Like, let me look this
Dude.
up right now.
That's like
Forge
the
is
biggest
amazing.
thing. I spent the most hours playing Halo after I got done with multiplayer in Forge, building shit by myself most of the time.
So 343 Industries has confirmed a Halo Infinite Forge mode. This was published on October 12th, 2019.
But will it be as big as Halo Reaches?
Let's hope so. I don't.
Basically, all they
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
They didn't confirm the scale of it, but they basically said it's going to be in the game.
Did Halo 4 that had Forge, didn't it?
Oh yeah, Halo 4 and Halo 5 both had Forge. And
I
Halo 5
remember-
has the free Forge PC download, where you can download Halo 5 from the Microsoft Store to do like in-depth Forge.
I remember playing Halo 4's Forge, and I was sorely fucking disappointed after Halo Reaches.
I feel
Literally, Halo Reach set the bar.
Mhm.
Like, that is the fucking bar. That is what you have to meet from now on in order to be good enough to gain consistent attention. There was race tracks. Like, it had...
I spent
people were
most of my
building on
time
Halo.
in Halo after the multiplayer died, playing Forge with my friends years after Halo.
Oh yeah.
Like, even when Halo 4 was out, on my Xbox 360, I played Halo Reach Forge because we didn't really like the Halo 4 multiplayer.
Yeah.
But the Halo Reach multiplayer was dead because there was a new Halo out. So we would just get on Halo Reach, load up Forge, and do our custom games. And like we would try to build recreations of like Blood Gulch in that little valley in the Forge World map. And I remember that it was like, when I loaded it up, at first I thought it was just a hangar, but then you could leave the hangar and go to the island. And then in the island there was that tunnel system, and then you could go over to the other side, and then there was that area on top of the hangar, and then there was that whole like canyon, excuse me, just like in between two giant cliffs. Like, it was insane what you could do. And I think the biggest drawback of Halo Reach's Forge was the build limit on the Xbox 360's hardware, because they had like, you know, there was a certain amount of things you could build. Now that's why I think Halo Reach's Forge just officially launched on MCC, and I don't think there's a build cap for it. I'm not 100% sure, because of course, while your computer might be more advanced than an Xbox 360, the engine of the game still has its limitations, so it can only handle so much. But I'm pretty sure Halo Reach's Forge on the PC, you can forge more than you could on the 360.
Yeah. I just hope, like, that's what I look forward to the most. Like, yes, obviously campaign comes number fucking one. Please do not fuck it up. But second to that,
identifies as an elite, and then they bring back the Prophet of Truth, and then the Arbiter Chief becomes the Arbiter or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't understand, but
And is nobody gonna talk about like Firefight? That was a really cool mode.
Yeah.
honestly,
I would be down.
Halo
for
3
I played that
ODST
for hours.
Halo 3 ODST, I spent a lot of hours playing Firefight. I really enjoyed that. Halo Reaches was good. It was okay. I grinded on it, but something I want choppers back, dude. Jeez. Bring back the fuck. I get we're going in a more like Forerunner type direction, but we have brutes and shit again. Bring back the choppers.
I feel like we're going to have choppers just because the brutes are like the new elites. Like, elites are still a thing in the game and they're still a threat, but like the Banished is basically a brute faction of the Covenant. So I feel like you saw in the trailer, the spike grenade was back. All their weapons had the bayonets at the end of them. Like, the brutes are back, and I think they're back in full force. And my boy Craig has lore. 343 Industries, John, you were saying, has literally confirmed that brute's name is Craig. And they put out a tweet saying, like, all this fame is getting into Craig's head. So, like, Craig is now canon
at the tweet.
in Halo
I'm looking
universe.
at the tweet right now. The internet turned this brute from Halo Infinite into a meme, so 343 made it official by naming him.
That's insane. Like,
Is he going to have, like, a little name tag on his suit?
Yeah, but, like, way to take bad
armor.
press and just flip it around on its head. Like,
Yeah. Everybody's like, these graphics suck. And they're like, all right, his name's Craig.
Shut the fuck up. Craig's in the game, all right? All right, so...
That's enough of my ranting about Halo.
Yeah, so basically, TLDR is that I'm concerned about the fact that this is going to be the last Halo for a decade. I don't think Halo is the kind of game that would benefit from a live service. Now, if they pull it off, because a lot of these companies with these live service games, it's all talk, no game. They hype it up, they're going to say it's going to be massive, and then nothing happens. I mean, Star Citizen's a prime example of this not working. Where the hell Squadron 42? Oh, wait, it's probably never going to come out. But that's different. I just learned about that whole situation, and I think it's stupid. But, like, these live service games have never really worked, and they're a dime and a dozen when they do. League of Legends, World of Warcraft, Rainbow Six Siege. Those are the only three recent ones I can think.
And there's EVE Online. It's been going on since 2003. Talked about
now there is a new up and coming game called that I wanted to talk about. I'll mention its name, but we'll talk about it on a later podcast when I know more. It's Ashes of Creation, which is another MMO.
I've heard about this.
It looks really clean, but we'll get into that another podcast. I'll probably host the majority of that one.
All right, but yeah. So what are your just raw thoughts of Halo Infinite being free to play in terms of the multiplayer, and then the next game for the decade?
Really like the accessibility to the community. I do like that, and I do understand the need for microtransactions with that being free. I'm curious to see what direction they're going to go in with that, and that's kind of my final thoughts on that.
Yeah, it'll introduce a lot more new people in the Halo universe. It's big, and like it depends how they do. Microtransactions will affect a lot of people.
They're not going to make it pay to win. They can't make it pay to win.
Pay to win is like 10 years ago. Yeah. They did that 10 years ago, and they know that that's a mistake if they keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Halo specifically has done a pay to win model before, but like,
I don't think ever.
Yeah, which is good.
No,
please never. But I think I'll wrap up by saying that while it is free to play, I saw some people tweeting like, "But bruh, I don't have Xbox Live." Like, will it still be accessible without the Xbox Live subscription? Because if you have an Xbox, you still have to pay $60 a year for your Xbox Live Gold to be able to play Halo Infinite online. So,
I honestly don't think that's that fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Get Xbox Live.
Well, because the only part of the game that's going to be free is the multiplayer. So you need
the Xbox
Live on the Xbox to play multiplayer on the online
Xbox
service.
should have nothing to do with it. The Xbox Live subscription should have nothing to do with multiplayer. Like, the game 343 Industries is choosing to make the multiplayer free.
Yeah.
Xbox
is Microsoft.
We get the entanglement there with them, but still, like, there's no correlation between that when it's available on other platforms.
No, if you install Halo Infinite multiplayer, you get Xbox Live for free automatically.
Yeah,
they'll probably do like a free 3-month trial of Xbox Live when the game comes out or something.
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
But
then again, it's also coming on PC, right?
Yeah.
And PS4, I don't know if it's PS4.
It won't come to PS4. I don't think we'll ever see a Halo on a PlayStation unless if Sony and Microsoft,
big money.
Dude, if that happens,
big money movement.
That would be insane. Because I hate exclusives with all of my heart. They piss me the fuck off. I just want to play your damn games. And I just want
I prefer exclusives.
I want Uncharted to be on PC because I don't want to go out and buy a PlayStation to play it. I have a computer 3 times, if not more powerful than your goddamn piece of shit PlayStation 4.
Well,
why can't I
will say this. I prefer exclusives as long as it's also available on PC. I get
That's fine
that
with
if
me.
Xbox makes a game, they don't want it compatible with PlayStation. I get that competition.
Yeah.
At least port it over to PC. Do the thing that what game is that? I actually think Fortnite does this. I don't, and they may have changed it now, but when I initially heard of it, I don't think Fortnite lets Xbox players play against PlayStation players. They
So
do
I
now.
don't think they did when it first came out.
Yeah, when
So-
they first started launching it, Sony
And
was not on board with that.
Sony despised the idea of crossplay, but the entire gaming community went, "Hey, Sony, fuck you, get crossplay." And Sony basically had to shut up and accept it because Fortnite was the biggest thing ever. They couldn't say no because that would just drown them in bad PR.
Well, there for a minute though, you could play PC and PS4, and that was fine.
yeah,
But if you were in a lobby playing with someone on PC or PS4, you could not verse someone that was on Xbox.
Yeah,
I think
but-
that's how it
Yeah.
works.
but basically,
I'm cool with that if they want to do that. Do that all fucking day long. Have exclusives because I think it drives market to. I'm an Xbox fanboy. PlayStation for me died after 3. I stopped giving a shit.
I think the PlayStation 4 curb stomped the Xbox One, but the Xbox 360 curb stomped the PS3. That's my opinion because I never picked up an Xbox One. There was no incentive.
I liked.
for me.
I think. God, that's a whole other fucking tangent I want to go on about another
Yeah.
day.
That's
It's
a big
the-
rant.
Yeah,
The indie games market from Xbox 360 to Xbox One,
Mm.
the Xbox
like the
Live
smaller
Arcade-
developer games.
Yeah, dude, the arcade was great on the 360. I had so many Xbox Live Arcade games. I think
I don't
still
mean that.
have
That's
them.
like severely off topic,
Yeah.
but like just talking about that, I was like, it still makes me fucking sick. I spent probably $2,000
Ooh.
on indie style games like Castle Miner Z and shit like that on my Xbox 360 that did not port over to the Xbox One.
Well, I mean, you still
Well,
have your
Castle
360.
Miner Z is on the PC now, ain't it? Or
I
is
know.
it under another game.
I own it if you look at my Steam, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of other games I just can't think of
Yeah,
the name.
oh,
I
yeah.
haven't played them in years.
All right.
I'll
so-
bitch more about that one day.
So I guess, I mean, if we're in the realm of talking about consoles, this isn't specifically a topic for this podcast, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and talk about it. PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series X. What are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win the next console war? I think PlayStation's got so much going for them right now, and nobody really cares about Xbox right now, and especially after the negative PR surrounding Halo Infinite. I don't think Xbox is going to do good in the beginning, but I think with the way that they're doing Xbox Game Pass, I think Microsoft in the long run will come out on top, but in the short term, the PlayStation 5 is just going to destroy the Xbox Series X, because if you're like us and you have a gaming PC and every single Xbox game is coming to PC, why the hell would you buy an Xbox?
Well, I mean, to my point, it's like, why would I buy a PS5? Consoles died after the 360 for me.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
but,
I don't care about any exclusive that's on the like PlayStation.
I can't comment on this too much. I just don't.
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
know
I
enough
can't
about
either.
them. I
And I'm
will say
indifferent about them.
yeah.
I have an odd take on it. Actually, just a small thing for me
Okay.
is, and I'll just touch on it again. The way that they did indie games for Xbox killed it for me. If they do something with the new Xbox Series that allows those original Xbox 360 smaller developer games to
Yeah.
port over, it may win it for me. There's a lot of games on there that I would love to go back and play again that are not available on computer or PC,
I
whatever.
mean, couldn't you just hook up your 360 and play them?
I don't have a 360. I don't. That account's like long dead and gone now at this point. I don't care to buy the game again, but I just want to be able to get to the games.
Yeah.
Backwards compatibility for the PS5 is going to curb stomp the fuck out of Xbox for me, because I don't know if you could see that little tiny white box right there is literally a PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 collection from my childhood
So
that I'm still expanding upon.
Unfortunately, the PlayStation 5, I believe, Nick, could you look this up really quickly? Because I don't want to click off because I don't want the video to stop on Discord.
For
But
what?
I believe the PlayStation 5 is only going to be compatible down to the PlayStation 3. But the Xbox Series X is going to be compatible with the original Xbox, the 360, the One, and all Series X games. I don't think Sony has the infrastructure for backwards compatibility because they didn't really have it on the PlayStation 4 at all. And they didn't really have it on the PlayStation 3 at all. And I don't really think it's a priority for them. Because I think their mindset is that they have God of War, they have Uncharted, they have The Last of Us, they have Horizon Zero Dawn, they have Killzone, they have all these Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Like, they have the most popular console games in the last generation were, and by last generation I mean like PS4, Xbox One, were PlayStation games. I don't think they're concerned about backwards compatibility. So Nick, am I wrong about that?
So PS5 is not backwards compatible with PS3 games unless it was remastered for the PS4. As for PS2 games, only the ones that were ported to the PS4 will be playable on the PS5, and there's no compatibility for PS1 games unless they were remade for the PS4.
Yeah, then fuck both of them.
The PS5 cannot play PSP or PS Vita games. So
I mean, why would it be able to play PS Vita games? Those were 720.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
Yeah, but so
not really much backwards.
So now, see, when I didn't know that. Initial impressions was the fact that it was going to be compatible down to PS1. With that being said, just now my raw feelings are fuck both of the consoles. I could care less about both of them.
Yeah,
they're consoles.
Yeah. I'll just stick with my $3,000 computer.
Yeah, honestly, but like
exactly,
the thing is, most people don't have the $3,000 for that computer. So, and the thing is, with these next-gen consoles, Xbox, I've heard, and this is all speculation, this has not been confirmed, but they're going to release a Series S, which is more powerful than the Xbox One X, but less powerful than the Series X, and it's going to be like only $199. And if that's true, if Microsoft can make a console more powerful than the Xbox Series or the Xbox One X, I hate this naming scheme. If they made one more powerful than the Xbox One X, which could do 4K 60 FPS on games like Halo 5, if they could bring that and make it affordable with the PlayStation 5 rumored to be about $600, good Lord, Microsoft could do really well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nice. I can't say that that's not good.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like kids.
But
think about kids. They are a huge market in the games industry. Parents like to buy affordable things for their kids. If you see $199 or $600,
wait a second. You said $199. Isn't that cheaper than a fucking Nintendo Switch right now?
Yeah. But the Nintendo Switch...
Oh, yeah, Nintendo Switches are insane because of COVID. There's
price
no
gouging.
Production anymore for them.
Yeah.
I'm selling mine.
Yeah.
If anybody wants one in the comments.
Have you listed it on Facebook Marketplace or like Craigslist?
No. I haven't.
Listed for like 400, 500.
Just so anybody that knows that's watching
at the start
this.
Of the pandemic for $350. Like,
I'm just plugging this right now. Mine is literally brand new. I literally have played it for 3 days. It's sitting in a box. It's literally a brand new console. Huh?
Did you wipe all your stuff off of it yet?
No, I haven't reset it or anything. Okay. I literally didn't. I played Pokemon Shield for 3 days, and I was like, "This is cool, but it's not as cool as I wanted it to be."
Yeah.
And then I set it down.
Yeah. Well,
it's the black. It's the one with the gray panels.
Yeah, the gray Joy-Cons. That's actually the. So that's not the Redbox Switch. The Redbox Switch is technically more powerful than that one. Mm-hmm. So you got the first generation Switch, but these segues are great. Speaking of the Nintendo Switch. Review Tech USA just posted a video talking about how there is heavy rumors going on in the industry about a Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch Pro, just a next generation Switch.
I did hear that. I heard that rumor, but I actually heard that a while back, several months ago.
So it was reported several months ago, but it didn't happen. What we did get was the Switch Lite, which was a downgraded version. I think it has the same specs, but you just can't put it in the dock. It's just only handheld.
Right.
Like
I like that they did that too. More accessibility is always. It's never a negative, no matter what.
The Switch brand new was like $300, and the Switch Lite was $150, I think. So it was like half the cost because it didn't have the detachable Joy-Cons. It didn't have the dock. It didn't have the power cables or anything. It was literally just a USB-C charger and then the console, and you couldn't put it on a dock or anything. It was just a bare bones console. It's the one Jake has. He has the Switch Lite. He has the yellow one. Which I mean, if they make the Xbox Series S affordable, if it's really like, and remember, this is all speculation. We do not know the pricing, but if it really is $199 and it comes out this holiday season, that's insane. I'm gonna wait for that to clear up before I continue talking.
I can continue.
Okay, so what do you guys think about that pricing? Like, do you think it would do well if it is that cheap?
If it is $199,
I don't think they're gonna be able to. They're not gonna be able to keep enough on the shelf, especially with like if they launch the product and Black Friday sales.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Black Friday this year is gonna be weird because I don't think products are going to be flying off. They're going to be flying off the virtual shelves.
Well,
right?
What's good is that this may actually increase the discounts if you go in store.
Ooh.
But it might not actually.
Pickup.
Yeah, but they might also be like, hey, we don't want people to come out. So if you come in stores, there won't be discounts. But if you order online, there will be.
So
it's like...
for the past 2 years, the way my family's done Black Friday is that we ordered the stuff that we wanted online the night before because that's when the sale started. And then literally walk in, pick it up, leave. Don't have to deal with a line since you ordered online. There's a specific line for people who ordered online. And I'm just like, why don't more people do this? Because you don't have to fight the crowd. You just order what you want. You wait your turn, and you get it. Yeah. And like last Black Friday, somebody ran into my shins with a shopping cart and like over the back of one of my shins started to bleed. I literally just went there for like some RGB lights that were normally like $50 that were on sale for $5, and I got them, but like I
at a cost.
Yeah, I got a battle scar. But like Black Friday this year is going to be interesting because everything's going to have to be virtual.
More deals.
I'm sorry, I'm still cracking up over the shin thing. I imagine you like sitting down with your kids.
It was a
Grandpa, what's that scar on your leg? The Black Friday of 2016.
Mm-hmm. It was a literal small Asian old woman with her. I guess it was her granddaughter. I don't think it was her daughter, but she just rammed her cart into the back of my shin because like the line had started to move, but I was on my phone and I didn't realize it moved. And like there were people behind her and people in front of me, so like she wasn't gonna go anywhere anyway. I wasn't going to go anywhere. It's not like my place in line was now lost because I didn't take 2 steps forward, but she like slammed the cart into the back of my shin because I wasn't moving. She could have said like, hey, like step up or something like, hey, the line's moving. Instead, she assaulted me. Like, what's the game? But yeah, I am genuinely curious to see how Black Friday and Cyber Monday are going to play out this year. I hope you're right about the deals, Nick.
I hope so too, but more deals better. So,
yeah, I got a lot of shopping to do for myself this Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, I do too. Maybe I should wait for Black Friday to upgrade my computer.
That's what I said.
I'm probably not gonna do that just because I want to do the RAM thing. But
for
other than that,
oh yeah,
he doesn't have enough RAM to stream.
Do you not have 16 gigs?
Yeah. I'm going for like 32 to 64.
If you get 64, you would have to replace the sticks already in there. So I would just do I would just do 32. I have 32. It's plenty.
I don't know. It depends. It depends on what game I'm playing because it keeps pinching my.
Well, that's not
your RAM.
That's not your game or RAM. That's literally the game.
Yeah.
Just not being able to clear RAM.
Yeah.
So that's not
fine.
That's the game's fault.
Yeah, like I have a higher resolution monitor. Or John, do you have a 4K monitor or are you 1080p?
1080p.
So yeah, my ultra wide, which is like between 4K and 1080p, doesn't cap out my RAM when streaming. So I've never capped up my RAM actually before with the 32 gigs. So I don't
save yourself money and don't buy 64 gigabytes.
Yeah, it's literally just not worth it unless you find a stupid deal. Then I'd consider, but I mean,
right.
Most people don't need it unless you're doing some heavy RAM intensive software, but not gaming.
Yeah, like rendering would be something like that, like 3D model rendering or like design and stuff like that. But speaking about computers, you guys want to go ahead and talk about next gen NVIDIA RTX 3000 series graphics cards? So it's rumored that the RTX 3080, not the 3080 Ti or the 3080 Super or whatever the hell they're naming these things anymore. It's rumored that card is going to be at least 25 to 35% faster than the current RTX 2080 Ti.
Oh.
But since it's the 3080, so it's not going to be $1,200 or $1,400 like the 2080 Ti. It's going to be like $600 to $700 to $800 for the RTX 3080.
Ooh.
And I'm saving up for the 3080 Ti. I've got like $1,100 on the side that I've made from selling stuff. But like, I really hope it's not like a $2,000 card, because
it's probably going to be about $1,000 or $1,200.
I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
What you should do is just benchmark your computer and then see what is the slowest component and then upgrade that. That's what I would do. Just run some benchmarks.
Right now, it's just RAM.
Fair enough.
Graphics card's doing fine.
Yeah, what graphics card do you have? Don't you have like the GTX 1070?
MSI 1080.
Oh, you have a 1080. Nice. But and you're playing at 1080p, so a 1080 will be fine for the next probably 2 or 3 years.
1080p and 1080.
Well, like I remember I had a GTX 1080, and then I upgraded my monitor from 1080p to ultra wide, and then the GTX 1080 is just like I'm head out, and it stopped working. I had to bump my games from high settings down to like medium to low. So then I upgraded to an RTX 2080 Super, and that's been fine, but it still is like slightly too slow for my liking. And like I know I'll be able to sell it as well. So that's PogChamp.
We're getting off topic of the podcast, but with selling shit. But so there's rumored also to be like a 3090 card, right?
What?
I remember you told me about this, Ryan. A 3090 Ti.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me pull this up. RTX 3090.
Because I haven't looked up any of this for a little bit.
2 days ago, posted by TechRadar, NVIDIA RTX 3090 graphics card could be 50% faster than the RTX 2080 Ti.
Ooh.
Could be. Like, this is all speculation. We do not know anything.
That is true. Is there any speculation on release date?
Hopefully this year. I don't know. The only thing that we know for sure with the RTX 30 series of cards is that it looks like they're going to have a new power connection. It's going to be a 12-pin. And it's going to come with a converter to convert it from your normal standard power supply cable to 12-pin, probably. Because you wouldn't want to have to go out and buy a whole ass new power supply just to upgrade your graphics card. That would suck. But
no, not a lot of people would buy them.
Yeah. So the RTX 3080 looks like it's going to be 35% faster than the 2080 Ti, which that alone is a stupid amount of performance. The 2080 Ti is insane, which is why it's $1,500 just about right now. Like, I remember I was like late at night and I was on a call with John on Discord, and I saw on Amazon an RTX 2080 Ti for $1,500. I'm just like, I wonder what kind of computer I could build for this money. And so I literally put a PC part list together with a X570 motherboard, Ryzen 5 3600, a normal RTX 2080, 16 gigs of RAM, RGB RAM, by the way, a fully modular power supply, a 500 gigabyte SSD with a 2 terabyte hard drive, and a $60 NZXT case for the cost of that one graphics card.
Oh, so the 3080 Ti could also be called the 3090. NVIDIA will sort that out before the launch.
Oh.
From what
I don't even think NVIDIA knows what's going on with their naming schemes anymore.
I don't know. It went from 1080, 20, now it's 3000. Like, what the heck? And before that, it was like 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. Well, no, we skipped 8.
Was there an 8?
No,
there wasn't
was
an 8. Yeah, it skipped it to the 9 series.
And
so that's just weird.
Because there was a 560, 660, 760, which was my first graphics card. It was a 760. And then there was I upgraded from the 760 to a 970, the 970 to a 1080, and then the 1080 to the 2080 Super. But like their naming scheme is just all over the place. But
weird.
Same with Microsoft and
it's not that bad.
Yeah. There was the Xbox, then there was the Xbox 360, and then do you guys remember when everybody thought it was going to be called the Xbox 720?
I remember
that. And then it turned out to be the Xbox One, and then instead of Xbox 2, it's the Xbox Series X. PlayStation's got their branding right. PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. That's simple. It's easy to understand. And then there's Halo. Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Infinite. But yeah, so I'm hyped up about next-gen NVIDIA cards if they're really going to be as powerful as the rumors are speculating. Now, I just hope they come out this fall because I don't want to have like $1,100 burning a hole in my wallet when deals start to come out for Black Friday. Like, I don't need to do anything, but I might, like the Steam Winter Sale. That's gonna kill me if I still have that money sitting around. I might get like $100 worth of games.
Oh, I know what I need.
Huh?
We need a new router in the house.
Who's your
We got-
carrier?
I think Comcast.
Okay, this isn't really a podcast topic, but moving on, talking about graphics cards. Graphics cards, are very helpful for running games. So, what are y'all's most anticipated games of holiday 2020 or early 2021?
I mean, that's easy.
I know what Nick says.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm pretty sure that's everybody's most anticipated game
Dude, that game
of the fall of
Okay.
2020.
Not me.
Microsoft, if somehow Microsoft sees this podcast, highly fucking doubt it, but there needs to be an achievement called "You're breathtaking" when you finish customizing your character. Please. Because you know how Keanu Reeves walked out on the stage, he's like, "You're breathtaking." Like, having that be an actual like achievement in the game for customizing your character. That would be gold. I would love that.
Let's hope CD Projekt
Clip
Red
it, clip that out, and then tweet it to them.
Yeah, but
Honestly,
there's a handful of games I'm excited for though. Cyberpunk, of course.
Even
Halo
though I
Infinite.
bitch so much about early access games, there's an early access game I'm excited about.
what is this game?
It'll remind you a lot of DayZ. It's called Dead Matter.
Oh yeah, I've heard about
Oh
it.
yeah,
You've told me about
Very
it too.
excited about that. It's
Isn't it already out?
I think it.
I think
check
it's
my
out
Steam.
already.
Let me see. If it is, I'm buying it today. Buying it on podcast.
Well, I just don't think there's that much to do yet.
It's basically everything that my anticipations for DayZ were, and then it didn't. It's not.
The
It's-
graphics look really nice.
Yeah.
I don't see it on Steam.
Really? Maybe
It's not on
check
Steam.
Epic Games. I mean, it might not be available on any storefront yet because it might not be ready. But
Yeah.
what was that game called again? Dead Matter?
Yes, Dead Matter.
Dead Matter,
Dead Matter.
Cyberpunk. I will say I'm kind of an Assassin's Creed fanboy. They're just fun, turn off your brain and just kill shit games. I know people are criticizing Assassin's Creed Valhalla for looking too much like Odyssey, but I don't care. I had fun with Odyssey. I had fun with
Look,
Origins. I'm gonna have
Black
fun with
Flag
Valhalla.
was my favorite. I love that shit. I'd still go back and play that.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna pick up the next Assassin's Creed game. Horizon Zero Dawn. This Friday, Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC on Steam. A PlayStation 4 exclusive, making it to PC. I really hope this does well.
I
So
love Steam.
you can get into the closed alpha access of Dead Matter.
Okay. Do you have to like
I don't know
kickstart
if
the
it's
game
out
or
right
something
now,
to do that?
but yeah,
Hmm.
it's on Indiegogo.
Yeah, no, I'm not fucking with that shit.
It's raised 1.7 million or 0.7 million.
How much is Star
So,
Citizen raised?
$1 million US by 24,000 backers. Star Citizen, it's like 300 million.
Yeah, it's something stupid, and it's not even. Star Citizen at this
Oh,
point
remember,
has a higher
okay,
budget
so-
than GTA 5.
So yeah, so in November 2018, the game reached 200 million, and then it exceeded 300 million in 2020,
Okay.
June 2020.
So they just
And
hit that
I'm
number.
really hyped about Star Citizen, and it doesn't matter, like, as long as they show progress in the developing of the game itself, I think that's worth it. As
I
long
don't
as
know
they
much
don't-
about
I've-
Star
okay,
Citizen.
Sorry to interrupt, Nick, but I've seen a lot of bad press recently about Star Citizen from channels like Young Yeah and Review Tech USA and a couple other like industry insider channels talking about how not Cyberpunk, Star Citizen is like under fire right now by its community. And there's a lot. I mean, if you type in Star Citizen and go to videos on YouTube, I'm sure you'll see some of these videos.
Yeah, so
People are pissed about, like I said earlier on the podcast, Squadron 42 or whatever it's called. They said it was going to come out in 2014. It didn't. They said it was going to come out in
I
2016.
remember
It
that.
didn't.
But
They said
so
it was
Squadron
where is it?
42 and Star Citizen are different. So Star Citizen is the MMO aspect of the game. Squadron 42 is the
Like the
campaign
campaign,
single
yeah.
player part of the game. And they're developed differently. While they do use similar assets, I do believe, they're developed in conjunction, but they're also developed differently. And so the problem was, I don't know if this is what everybody's mad about, but Squadron 42, they stopped updating their
website.
roadmap
Yeah.
and what they were like working on, what they already finished. So a lot of people were like, are you still developing it? Has anything happened to it?
Yeah.
But Star Citizen kept on getting developed. So they're like, are you moving now from like Squadron 42 going to Star Citizen? Who knows? But they're still developing Squadron 42. And they said
Okay.
they would post like some more stuff about it very soon. And I mean, Star Citizen is about to update to, I think, like a new update entirely. 3.91 maybe. I can't remember. I haven't played Star Citizen in a little bit. Actually, the other day I played it.
Yeah, I
but
saw you get on.
haven't looked into like the development of it yet. But I'm pretty sure the next version is already in the public test universe. So very soon, probably within the next week or two, it will come to the live version with this new update. That will potentially add bartenders who actually interact with the player.
That's kind of cool.
That's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, so
but it's still heavy development, and it's showing a lot of promise to me. And while 300 million seems like a ton of money, and it is,
it is.
but this game has also been developed for a very long time, and it has a very
passionate,
very large amount of aspirations.
Yeah,
and it has a very passionate community.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I know at least 2 people who spent $25,000 on the game.
2,500 or 25,000?
25,000. On the game, and that's to get like basically every ship in the game.
But why?
Because they want to fund something that that could be as big as what Star Citizen is talking about.
That's stupid in my opinion.
That's their personality, and that's
I mean, their money.
If they want to spend
choice,
the money,
they earned it.
They can.
As long as they still have the funds to actually be able to afford to live life. If they want to drop $25,000 towards a game, that's fine with me. I just don't get
that is the community of Star Citizen. It's very passionate about the game.
I mean, I will say, like, space has always been extraordinarily interesting to me. And if there's a game that gets the feeling of awe and wonder of space exploration right, I'll play the shit out of it. No Man's Sky
I've yet to find one. The closest
it would definitely
one
be Star Citizen.
Yeah.
The closest one that I have found that is in the realm that I want personally is Empyrean Galactic Survival.
Ooh,
now, functionality wise,
I played that for.
I bought it for you, Ryan.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I was going to play it with you, and then you guys never played it with me.
Let's do a GameVerse Play series on that after we finish Halo Reach.
We could. Yeah. I would love to do that. Now, I used to be good at the game.
We need
not so much now.
Yeah.
Like, it's very complex game. I think we need to play it outside of it to learn the mechanics a little bit better.
I don't know. I think being dumbasses could be entertaining.
Being a dumbass is all fine and dandy, but it will literally take us an hour.
Yeah, and Empyrean Galactic Survival is a very cool and very large scale, but like you need to go.
It's not big enough.
Or play Star Citizen, because Star Citizen is breathtaking. The game itself, it's beautiful, has a lot. It has
how much is
not
it?
A lot of content, but it has a good amount of content that you can play for a month and probably not be bored.
How much is Star Citizen?
Right.
Because
it's probably like, well, you have to. So for Star Citizen, you have to buy like a starter pack, and I think it's like $30.
Star Citizen's literally like Planet Nomads times 1,000.
But like right now,
not Planet Nomads. What was that game? I can't even think of the name of it.
No Man's Sky?
Man,
yes.
My screen is
literally like with it being under fire and shit like that. I don't even know how it's survived this long and been able to maintain development without releasing content frequently.
It's actually kind of ironic.
No, Star Citizen.
Because No Man's Sky.
Oh, Star Citizen still does put out a lot of content.
I'm surprised.
And they have weekly updates, so it's not like.
But the weekly updates are small. It's not like they're like huge content patches. But of course, they're not going to be huge because it's weekly.
So every quarter, there's a big update.
Yeah.
So that's 4 huge updates every year, and they've promised that, and they have delivered on it from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Maybe wrong.
I'm still very impressed of Hello Games for sticking with No Man's Sky for all this time.
Yeah.
I know that game got so heavily memed on, but I think Sean Murray genuinely cared about this project and wanted to see it through, and they're still updating it to this day. There was a major update called Desolation that came out last week that introduced destroyed spacecraft that you can explore while out and about, that you can find like remnants of like battles that happened. You can land on the ship and explore the interior of the ship while it's drifting through space. That's really cool to me.
At this point, do you think the game has redeemed itself?
Yes, 100%.
I think
I could say that.
It'll never get to where it was when it first launched.
Well,
No, it will never reach the hype that it was at.
Several
Never,
factors. People had unrealistic expectations because the game is massive, but that doesn't mean it's full of stuff to do.
I don't necessarily think it was unrealistic expectations. The stage was set. They set themselves up for failure, and then Sony let them fall.
Yeah, no.
Or whoever was funding it.
Sony fucked them over because they're just like, hey, we need this game out now, and then if you don't release it, we're going to stop funding it. And so they basically, Hello Games had to release it in the state it was. Sony didn't care that it wasn't done because they had so many pre-orders, and Sony couldn't take that pre-order money until the game was fully released. So Sony's just like, you know what, tough shit, just put it out there, we'll get the money. But Hello Games is stuck with it regardless of that. And it was originally only on PS4 and PC, and early or late last year it was ported over to the Xbox One. So now it's on all consoles except for the Switch. And who knows, that kind of game could be kind of cool on a Switch. But I don't know if the Switch is powerful enough to run a procedural generated world with 18 quintillion planets or some stupid shit like that.
Well, remember, not everything's like loaded.
That's true.
Not everything's rendered in or loaded.
I don't think
in
any hard drive in the world would be able to hold all that information. 18
well, so it's
quintillion
stored
planets.
in. I mean, theoretically, yes, because it's only stored in like bytes.
Yeah.
It's only stored in information. It doesn't have to be stored in the render of the whole planet. It's stored in data about what the planet looks like, what's on the planet, etc.
Yeah. Dude, I'm totally down for Empyrean Galactic Survival playthrough, though. That sounds like a lot of fun. I actually kind of want to play some of that tonight because I haven't touched it in a while. But that's up to y'all. But let's go ahead.
I'll install it. I got to reinstall it.
Let's go ahead and finish our conversation, though, because we kind of did get off topic, but that's fine. So, Nick, other than Cyberpunk 2077, what are your other games that you're looking forward to? Or maybe games that haven't been like officially unveiled or announced, but you really want to see?
Oh.
The next, what's after Skyrim?
Elder
What
Scrolls
is the
6.
next?
Starfield.
Okay, yes. Bethesda is literally... Okay, I'm going to nerd out about Starfield for a second. So, Todd Howard had a vision for a space exploration RPG called Starfield in 1998, I think it was. Ooh. But he's just like, the technology isn't ready. Because they started pre-production on it, and Todd Howard was just like, we're not there yet. So he waited. He slept on this idea for pretty much 2 decades. And then they're bringing it back in Starfield. We do not know anything about a release date. We only had one trailer at E3 2019. It was a brief, just the music in that trailer was incredible. But as wonky as Bethesda games are, they're industry revolutions pretty much. Skyrim rocked the world and brought RPGs into the mainstream console players' homes. So I feel like Starfield is the chance to bring space games back in full fruition.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even like games like Skyrim normally. I don't typically like the solo RPG style games. I generally veer away from those. I prefer massive online player interactions just because there's always variable there.
Like that.
Yeah.
But an RPG that made you feel like that still, like I'm so pumped to see what the next one's going to be like, and then maybe a remaster of Oblivion, please.
Yes.
And Star games really were big in like I would say the early 2000s and 90s. Yeah, but that's mainly due to the space race versus the USSR and US.
Yeah. But then there was also Star Wars helped with that. So there was a lot of Star Wars games.
Yeah, that does help.
Yeah.
Now, what's good about Starfield, the people who are developing it from Bethesda are not the same people who developed 76.
It's isn't it Bethesda Game Studios Maryland doing Starfield?
I think so.
Maryland is the same company that made Skyrim and Fallout.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So, or is it Montreal? Dude, there's so many game studios in Montreal. Literally, if you want a game to be developed, move to Canada. Like,
yeah.
But speaking of the Elder Scrolls, Obsidian Entertainment, the same company that made Grounded and made what was it? Fallout New Vegas
Yeah, New
and The
Vegas.
Outer Worlds is working on their own take of the Elder Scrolls and the Pillars of Eternity franchise world. So Pillars of Eternity is a franchise that's been around for a long time already.
Yep, PoE.
And the lore is already there. And so this is a trailer that I completely forgot to show you guys when we were watching the Xbox Game Showcase stuff. It's called, I think it's Erewhon or Avon or something like that. And it's a Obsidian Interactive developed take. It's their take on the Elder Scrolls. And so do you guys want to watch the trailer really quickly? It's like only a minute long.
Sure.
So this is the official trailer for Avowed. And this is going to be interesting because, like, with The Outer Worlds, people called that the Fallout killer after Fallout 76 flopped. Now, I wouldn't really highly recommend 76. I definitely think it's better now than it was at launch. But if you like the Fallout games, I would say pick that up on sale. If it goes on sale for like maybe $10 to $20, I wouldn't pay full price for it. But nonetheless, people were head over heels who liked the original Fallout games and love with The Outer Worlds compared to Fallout 76. And so Obsidian Entertainment, I think, is trying to nag at that Elder Scrolls market with Avowed. So let's go ahead and watch this trailer really quick.
We have always known war. It forged our empire. Turned heroes into queens and kings. And decimated our foes. Now our oaths are lost, forsaken. And you must face the monsters our sins have borne. Is an oath worth the weight of a crown?
Oh,
All right, let me pull you guys back up. What are your thoughts?
wow.
How
do I stop watching you? There we go.
So Avowed is a first-person only Elder Scrolls inspired RPG and the Pillars of Eternity universe. And it looks really interesting. I don't know anything about Pillars of Eternity, and obviously they're making this so you can go in with a clean slate, not having known anything about the lore. But I enjoy games like Skyrim and The Witcher 3 and Kingdom Comes Deliverance and whatnot. So this is going to be another mainstream Elder Scrolls inspired medieval game. And the cool thing about the world of Pillars of Eternity, one thing that I do know is that firearms actually exist in their canon. So there's going to be guns and swords and crossbows and bows. Like, that's going to be interesting.
I feel kind of indifferent about the trailer. Personally.
I loved the intro of the trailer.
Yeah.
The 5-second clip, the intro, like, was amazing.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
But
it looks
with
clean.
The arrow flying, that is.
Yeah,
but it looks really clean.
I would definitely pick it up and give it a try to see.
I want to wait for more information first, but yeah.
Well, I mean, if it released as a full game and not early access, I'd definitely probably pick it up.
It's Obsidian Entertainment. The only early access game they've ever made is Grounded. So I'm pretty sure it's going to come out to the same scale as The Outer Worlds, because this is their project they're working on right now. I don't think
I really like The Outer Worlds, but I hope it's a little bit more. I don't want to say realistic because I don't want it to be realistic, but the graphics I want it to be more realistic. That's what I should say.
Yeah, The Outer Worlds was fun though. Other than its bugs with ultra-wide monitor support, I had to install a stupid bug fix to be able to play it at my monitor's native resolution, which is lazy as shit. But other than that, I really enjoyed The Outer Worlds, and I played it through. I was a psychopath in the game. I just murdered everything. I didn't ask any questions. And so I really hope they have the RPG mechanics flushed out like they did in Fallout New Vegas and the Outer Worlds. Like I hope, like Skyrim was kind of bite-sized RPG, you know? It wasn't as in-depth as earlier Bethesda Game Studios games like Fallout 3 and New Vegas, but I kind of hope Avowed is more similar to the Outer Worlds and New Vegas in terms of like the RPG elements are more in-depth, because I could sink hundreds of hours into a game with deep lore and character customization.
Oh, yeah.
And really interesting RPG mechanics and elements, and everything you do and everything you say matters. Not like in Skyrim, where regardless of what you do and what you say, you still get the same ending. Like,
well, isn't there 2 endings to Skyrim?
Is there?
Or is there really only one?
I thought there was only one. Like, you go to the overworld, you kill Alduin, and then you go back to the normal world in Hazan.
Well, doesn't it depend? Like, the ending, I guess, is the same, but like how you get there can be different.
I didn't know that actually at all.
Well, because remember, you can go with the at the start when you're a prisoner, you can either go with like the people
Imperials
who
or
captured
the
you, or
Stormcloaks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then at the end, like you are friendly with one or enemies to the other, pretty much, right? I haven't played Skyrim in forever, so
for Skyrim, there was a whole side quest line of missions you could do for the Imperials or the Stormcloaks. But John, have you seen the trailers for both the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield yet?
No.
Do you want to watch those really quickly?
They're really short.
Yeah, sure.
Very
I'll check 'em.
bite-sized. So this is like, well, before we continue, do you guys know who the quote unquote Skyrim grandma is? Shirley Curry. She's a elderly live streamer who live streams herself playing the Elder Scrolls, and with how long it's taking the Elder Scrolls 6 to develop, she was very worried about how she might never be able to play the game. So, and she was so popular that Bethesda Game Studios invited her to their studio and got her in a mocap suit, and she's going to be a NPC in the Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh,
so
that
even
is
though,
so cool.
That is so heartwarming.
Yeah, so even though she might not be around, because the Elder Scrolls 6 is years away. Starfield's coming out before the Elder Scrolls 6. The estimated release window for 6 is like 2025.
Jeez.
And so it's literally years away. Starfield we're probably going to get in 2021 or 2022, but Elder Scrolls 6, I mean, it's in pre-production. There's work being done to it, but the whole Bethesda Game Studios Maryland wheels are turning for Starfield. But if Starfield's cool, who cares? Like, I got something to hold myself over. And Erewhon, or Avowed, will come out between now and the Elder Scrolls 6 anyway. So if you want another fantasy RPG game to play, you can play that. John, did you ever play The Witcher 3?
No.
What the hell?
I never got into those games.
You like Skyrim and you didn't play The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3
Never
is
touched it.
insanely good. I started with 3. You don't have to have played 1 and 2 to know what happens in 3. It's like one of my favorite games ever. I highly recommend it. I like it more than Skyrim. And I love Skyrim, but The Witcher 3 is better to me.
I don't know. I've tried to play The Witcher 3 and it's not my
It's not as
game.
easy to get into, but once you do get into it, it's good. But let's go ahead and watch those. I mean, it won Game of the year it came out. So
true.
It obviously had to be something had to have been done right. All right, you guys ready to watch these Elder Scrolls 6 trailers?
Yep.
Well, yeah.
I'll take a look.
Okay, it's only 47 seconds, and then we'll watch Starfield after this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's short.
Here, hold on. Do I have that? Oh, no, I don't. The music is so good.
Oh, yeah.
It gets your freaking blood flowing.
I will.
Yeah,
I
my
will agree with that.
butthole is puckered.
And so, luckily, Starfield's
Starfield.
right here in the recommended. And, dude, the music in this trailer, too, is...
Damn, that really fucking... Wow. I cannot believe I haven't at least watched that once.
I've watched it like 30 times.
I'm more excited for Starfield.
I'm excited for both.
Elder Scrolls 6. I'm
So this
excited
is
for
Starfield,
Hold on,
right?
let's watch this really quick.
This is Starfield.
All this music.
There's a lot of speculation on Reddit about the trailers too, especially Starfield.
Yeah, so with Starfield,
I didn't get
there's somebody
any.
walking around like right here in this area. Like if you look carefully, let me full screen this. See right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a figure walking around on this like space station looking thing. But oh, that music is so good.
I didn't get any feeling from that at all. But, you know.
Where's Discord? There's Discord. See, the thing with that music is that it's very like awe-inspiring and like mysterious. Like the music makes me feel like I should get in a starship and just start exploring. You know, it's very brings out my adventurous side, I think. But I'm very excited for Starfield. I'm very excited for the Elder Scrolls 6. I'm excited, obviously, for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm super hyped up for the Horizon Zero Dawn on PC this Friday. There's going to be a new Lego Star Wars game, which I'm actually really excited about. It's going to be all the original Lego Star Wars games remastered, bundled in with the newer 3. So that'll be cool. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Far Cry 6. I'm excited about that one. I really do enjoy the Far Cry games. There's just so many good games coming out. And I'm excited because like we've been in like 2018, 2019, 2020 has been kind of like a gaming drought. Like there's been things like Metro Exodus came out. We got Grounded, we got The Last of Us Part 2, Spider-Man, we got what else came out? There's obviously games that I'm missing, but like we got some good games in the past,
but none
2
as
years.
big as Skyrim.
But we haven't had a GTA 6, Elder Scrolls 6, Starfield. You know, we haven't had the next big thing for such a long time, and I am so ready for the next gen experience because like with the original Xbox One and the original PlayStation 4, those consoles weren't that powerful compared to what PCs could handle. But the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X are good quality systems. Like the Series X and the PS5 are both built around 8-core 3rd gen CPUs from like AMD. And then they're all built around Big Navi as well, which is like equivalent to, I believe, like an RTX 2060 or an RTX 2070. So you're going to have an 8-core, I think it's 8-core 16-thread. It might be 8-core 12-thread processor with RTX 2060, 2070 level of graphical fidelity. Like, that's going to be insane. Like Halo Infinite, they're saying that it's going to run at 4K 120 frames per second on the Series X. So that's like, this console generation is not going to hold back what could be possible. Because if consoles that came out in 2013 had specs that were also out on PC in 2013, you know, things would be different. But like these next-gen consoles are ray tracing capable, 8-core CPUs, like really fast SSDs. Like, I feel like we're close to another relatively large leap in games, and I'm just excited for that because, you know, I'm a gamer.
Yeah, especially with VR.
Yeah.
Kind of taking off a little bit more.
Yeah.
They'll lot of hope for VR.
Dude, VR is going to eventually be
insane.
VR is going to be insane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hope it gets there in our lifetimes, dude. I really hope it does. And it's looking like it might. It's still in its infancy. So I'm going to
sit on a bed, put on a VR headset, bam, in the game.
And like it's controlled by your brain. I hope it doesn't get to that point though, because like some of the fun of VR is actually getting up and moving.
I don't know, being able to put on a headset and play a game. Oh my!
And maybe in our
I don't want our future to be Wall-E, okay? Have you guys seen that
maybe
movie?
in our generation, that's what we want, Ryan. But maybe our grandchildren or children will want where you just sit on a bed all day and play video games.
It's going to be Wall-E in the future. There's going to be fat people on flying chairs with VR headsets on doing nothing.
I don't know. Maybe the government will genetically modify us to metabolize stuff faster, so we're not like that.
I'll take some of that right now, please. But
Let's all become Spartan, whatever generation we would be at this point.
It's a little too late. We haven't been abducted from our homes at age 9.
I'd volunteer right now.
Yeah.
For human augmented. A lot of people. Well, I guess the Spartan 2's the fatality rate was kind of all over the place. Like a lot of people didn't make it through the augmentations. A lot of people died.
Yeah.
Like
that's a big waste, don't you think? Torturing a child for years, and then it's like, all right, it's D-Day.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't make it? Shit. All that training and food and whatever money that we're using.
Well, I mean, it's either that or you just create them and they have no training.
Yeah, so the Spartan 3s...
their child is the best way to train.
Yeah, so Spartan 1s and Spartan 2s, not many made it through, but Spartan 3s, and by the time Spartan 4s, they had perfected the augmentations where there was still a small chance, but by Spartan 4s, you probably wouldn't die.
But they weren't. They're not as badass as Spartan 2s.
Like Master Chief towers
like
over
a Spartan 2 would literally fucking stomp the dick in the dirt of a Spartan 4.
That's why I hate Halo 5's campaign. That fist fight between Master Chief and Locke, Master Chief should have punched the shit out of him once or twice. He should have been knocked the fuck out. Like Chief could have killed him immediately in one punch. Like,
yeah, he weighs friggin' 1,000 pounds with his armor.
Yeah, here, hold on. Let me look up how much does... Oh, I want to keep this page open. How much does Sergeant Locke weigh? Sergeant Locke weighs... Nice. This is not what I wanted.
What Spartan version is he? Is he? Because you can just look up what Spartan version he is and how much he weighs.
I'm getting results for an SGTL2, which is like an actual thing. Oh, this is like diabetes and control doc. Yeah, this is not what I'm looking for at all. Okay, I don't know how much Spartan. So how much does a Spartan 2 or Spartan 4, excuse me, weigh?
Oh, well, Spartan 4 program recruit adult veteran soldiers who volunteer for So that's why they're not augmented through their childhood.
Yeah. So
and
you
trained.
guys know Buck from ODST, right? He's a Spartan in Halo. I think he's in Halo 4, but I know he's in Halo 5. And he's on is he on Osiris or is he on Blue Team? I think he's on Osiris with Locke. Yeah, no, he's on Osiris with Locke. He's not.
Yeah, there's no way he's in part of Blue Team because that's like Chief's OG crew.
Yeah, Chief's OG crew from like the books and everything. But
which was really cool to see.
Yeah, but
them interacting.
Halo 5 was a disappointment. Like I literally never played through the campaign. I played the first mission like once at James's house, but like I never got through it. But I think we're at a good stopping point. I didn't have my timer going for the whole time. I started my timer kind of like halfway through, but we're at 52 minutes. So I think we have podcast number 2 all wrapped up. So I have actually kind of no idea what we're going to be talking about in podcast 3, but I'm sure we'll bring it up at some point between now and then. But thank you guys so much for watching. And if y'all want to plug your shit one more time here at the end.
And I'm Silenttelecast. You can find me on YouTube.
I'm KozesTV, and I'll be live on Twitch playing survival games.
And I'm Casanova Creed, and you can find me on YouTube and on Twitch. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next podcast. Goodbye. You guys want to say bye too? Gamers, boys, support boys.
Bye.
Bye.